coach for today. Hello, I am Priscilla, your conversational English coach for today. I hope that you are excited about being here as much as I am excited about preparing the lesson. If you were here earlier today, this is the same lesson, but since I anticipate I will have a different collegiate of students, we should have a different twist to the session. So thank you all for coming, and I'm happy to have you here. Hello, Paulino. Did you notice that I may have had a little difficulty getting started, but I'm here, and I had that kaleidoscope, so I just started over, but I think everything is fine now. Amari, how are you this evening?
Yes.
How are you this evening?
This evening,
Well, maybe it's morning for you. Is it morning?
no. It's evening right now. I am in Mexico.
Okay.
I didn't do nothing here. Just learning just learning English, and right now it's very nice because the train is very close my house. So can you hear that?
Yes, I can hear the train. I certainly can. Well, why don't you go ahead and mute your mic and let me say hello to Ruben. Hello, Ruben. How are you?
Hello, Priscilla. I'm doing awesome. What about you?
I'm doing awesome as well. I'm happy to
That's
see
good.
you. I'm happy to see you here. Thank
Happy to
you
be
for
here, teacher.
thank you for
Thank you.
joining me. The good thing about today's lesson, Ruben, is that it is pretty much going to be a review for maybe the past 7 sessions that I've done. So hopefully you will see how much you can remember, can you use the vocabulary, and perhaps learn lots of idioms this evening that you can share with your friends at the end of this session, either today or someday during this week. So thank you for
That sounds
joining
good.
me. Okay, and we have one last person that I can't really make out your name. Could you tell me what your name is? And let's see, you have on maybe a dark circle neck shirt. Would you like to introduce yourself before we get started? All right, maybe not. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And when I do that, you will see the title of our story. And it is called Arbitration. Let me get it up. Arbitration. So screen share. It's called Arbitration Within a Relationship. And it was written by Nigel Riot. How many of you in this forum this evening or today recognize the word arbitration? Do you know the word arbitration?
Arbitration, where is it?
Oh, can you not see my?
Arbitration, yes. Yes, I know.
Okay, what does arbitration mean?
If I'm not mistaken, I think that is like a coach in that is who moderates to regular.
Absolutely, that's exactly what it is. It is someone that will moderate a situation. And since the title of our article today is Arbitration Within a Relationship, who do you think is involved in this arbitration?
Yes, how to keep it in control in a relationship, either for a friend or for a romantic relationship.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So this one may very well be a romantic relationship. Is that you, Ruben, that is speaking?
I think so, because let me close my window.
Well, no, that's fine. I just can't really determine. I just wanted to say congratulate you on your response, so thank you. So now let me ask Amari. Amari, what do you think the word arbitration means?
Arbitration means something when you have a different idea about something. For example, in my job, if I have a new idea, a new information about my deal, my work, and I tell to my boss or someone in my group, my team work, and
Yes.
they are against my opinion, against my idea. So
Okay.
this is arbitration for me.
Very good. And that is what arbitration is. Arbitration is a discussion between one or two or more people to
Oh,
come to
yes.
some mutual
I
decision.
forgot that the word this the yes discussion.
Okay. And what about you, Shafar? What do you know about the word arbitration? Did you want to comment on
Uh,
the?
yeah, I don't know what arbitration means, teacher.
Okay.
Maybe
Well,
I'm,
based upon
yeah,
well, based upon what you've heard, what do you think that the word arbitration actually mean?
perfect. Okay, I find it in the dictionary. It says that uh, when uh, when someone meets to deal some kind of situation.
Hmm. And then
Yeah.
they discuss it and they come to a mutual agreement. That's what it means. All right. So we're going to start reading, and as you read, I will ask you to give me an understanding of what you have read. We will discuss the vocabulary, we'll discuss the idioms, and at the end, we will enter into a dialogue. So, Amari, if you would, please read until you get to Ruben's name. All right, you may start when you're ready.
Sorry, Chicha, can you repeat that information? I need just to read it right now.
Yes, Amari, I would like for you to read where you see your name, and I would like
Yes.
for you to continue to read until you get to where you see Ruben's name.
Ah,
I
okay,
would like
okay,
for you to
great,
stop. I want you to use
great.
the images if necessary to help you understand what it is that you're reading, and we will discuss as we go along. You may
Okay,
start
great.
when you're ready.
Yes, I'm ready. As Ray walked through the front door, he confronted his wife that just turned 48 years of age last October. Raquel, I wanted
Rachel,
to get divorced.
that
Rachel, I want to
Rachel,
get divorced. Rachel, I want to get divorced. Divorce. Every married couple should enjoy a happy conjugal life and prosperity with
pros-
without
prosperity, prosperity.
pro- prosperity without exception. Okay,
Great,
we will
exception.
we will have been married for 3 years this coming November, and for the past 8 years, our relationship has lacked patience. Our relationship has reached the end of the road.
And this word is reached, reached.
Reached, reached, reached.
Okay,
What does lacked patience means?
okay,
Lacked.
we're going to go through it. Where you see the words that are yellow, those are idioms, and we will talk about those idioms as we go through. The words lacked passion.
Yeah.
The word lack means short of having something. It is without. The word passion is not feeling strongly fond of.
Okay.
As you can see in the picture, it looks like a male and female are in a
Yes.
heated debate, which means that they're not really loving at the moment. That's what it looks like to me. They look like they're very angry about something. Now let's go back
Okay.
to the top. Here we see that conjugal. What do you think the word conjugal means? Or what is the definition of conjugal?
Conjugal is when the people get a relationship with another people,
Mhm.
like a wedding or something like that.
Very good. And this is your symbolic wedding here. So every married couple should enjoy a happy conjugal life
I
and
don't think so.
and, and
I'm a joke,
prosperity.
sorry.
And prosperity. What does the word prosperity mean?
Prosperity is like, for example, I have a dream about a good job, a great job, or something like that, and I got that new job, and I get a new position. I have a prosperity. I earned a lot of things I want.
Hmm. Very good. So if we look at this picture and we try to imagine what the word prosperity is, if, as in your new position, if you do what you're supposed to do, you will grow in this position, you will be
Yeah.
rewarded in this position, and you will get lots of recognition for doing a good job. And the word exception, what does the word exception mean? If you're not sure.
Okay, exception is, for example, I have a different idea about something in my job. I want
Mhm.
to do something different others people. So that people don't don't get my idea, and I have a exception
Mhm.
idea in the group or something
Okay.
like that.
Right. So if we look here at this image, this person in orange most likely would be you, Amari, because you have a
Yes.
different idea. Now,
Yes,
the
yes.
sentence here, though, is without exception. So in this situation, it is do not consider me to be different. I want to be as everyone else is and should be treated. And the last word is relationship. What does the word relationship mean?
Uh, like when, for example, I get, oh my gosh, when a girl get a relationship with her boyfriend, or a relationship in that job is something like that group. I have a job. I have the same activities in the same group, a
Hmm.
specific group or something like that.
Great. Now, reach the end of the road. Our relationship has reached the end of the road. What do you think? What do you think Ray is telling his wife Rachel when he says our relationship has reached the end of the road? What does that mean?
Reaches the end of the world is over or something like that. Is in the
Great,
end.
fantastic. It's exactly what it means. Ruben and Shafar, do you have questions about this passage before we go on or before I summarize it?
I don't have.
No.
Okay, fantastic. So what has actually happened here is that Ray has said to his wife, I want a divorce. He believes that every couple should enjoy a happy and conjugal life and prosperity without exception. So apparently, they're not having a good relationship, an intimate relationship within the house. So without that type of passion, that relationship has reached the end of the road. Reuben, would you read until you get to Shafar? Would you
Mm-hmm.
read?
Yes.
Please read. Thank you.
Yes. No! exclaimed Rachel. No! exclaimed Rachel. You can't divorce me now. We have a child together. I realized there has been tension in our relationship for the last 5 years, but I've never thought it would bring us to divorce. I am aware of your displeasure with me about. Okay, let me get the rhythm. I am aware of your displeasure with me, but despite everything we have struggled through hard times and the loss of a baby daughter 6 years ago, and the birth of our son who is enjoying college wife and coming home next week. You must not divorce me now.
All right. Exclaimed. What does that mean?
Exclaim is to say something with stress, with emphasis.
Very good. And tension?
Tension is a hard moment. It's like if it's you can notice that it's not good. There is not stable. There's not there is no stability.
Is it like stressful?
Yes, could be stressful situation.
Great. And what about this word aware?
Aware is to be conscious of something, to know that something
Excellent. Excellent. Displeasure?
is the antonym of pleasure. That it means you are not enjoying it. It is
Good.
you're not comfortable with that situation.
And despite?
Um, Despite is it doesn't matter or something,
Mhm.
even though it's like something like that. No.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Mhm.
good. And struggled?
To have problems or to be in troubles.
Good. Can you summarize this number 2, Ruben?
Yes, the girl is just trying to convince him or trying to persuade him to not get divorced because they have been in troubles. They have over get they have gotten over it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why she's trying to say that the
Good.
relationship could be complicated, but they can't stay together yet.
Okay. Very nicely done. Shafar, would you read until
Thank you.
you get to Amari again?
Okay. I have heard that men tire of their woman after several years, age, and a few extra pounds. Rachel said something. Rachel stood up and straight as she could. She could with the while enduring the almost never-ending pain and knowing that she had the weight of the world on her shoulders. As she wiped her tearing eyes and said, "This right, I have but one, I have but one request of you." Ray acknowledged the deep pain Rachel was experiencing, and he didn't want her to perceive him as having a heart of stone. And he said gently as his heart went out to her, "Go ahead, tell me what is that you wish me to know." "Right," said Rachel. Please agree to remain with me for just 60 days more."
Okay. And what do you think is going on there? What do you think is going on now? Well, let's take a look first at
Um,
our words. What does the
yeah.
word sobbing mean?
So, I have no idea.
What is
Sorry.
she doing? What is Rachel doing here?
It's like
Rachel, cheering.
Yes, she's sobbing.
Yeah. Stop, stop.
She's sobbing. So what does
Okay.
sobbing mean?
Uh,
What am I doing?
uh, okay, crying.
Yes, it means crying. And to stand up straight, is she
Right.
sitting down?
Uh, no, stand up.
Okay.
Uh, like what?
Like a stick. Like a stick.
Yeah, a stick.
And enduring. What does enduring? As she could
And
while she's enduring.
uh,
What is she doing? What does enduring mean?
enduring a power.
Yes, she's taking on as much as she can. And the
Yeah.
weight of the world is an idiom. What does this idiom mean? The weight of the world on her shoulders. What does that
Uh,
idiom mean?
he had a lot of problems in their own in his own
On her
many
shoulders.
problems. Yeah, in his
And
shoulder.
it appears that no one is concerned about her feelings.
Oh yeah.
Okay? And what does the word request mean?
Asked of you. Asked
Yes.
me.
And acknowledged? What does acknowledged mean?
Acknowledge. To know maybe.
Well, yeah, it's to know and to accept. And the
Oh,
word
accept. Okay.
experiencing? Experiencing?
Mm, experiencing. Uh, you get to know from you trying more and more time.
Very good. Perceive?
Yeah, perceive to see.
Good. It
Gitu
means
ya.
to perceive.
Ah,
And here is a heart of stone. This is an idiom, heart of stone. What does that idiom mean?
uh, too strong, maybe strong, having a stronger.
Okay. The deep pain Rachel was experiencing, and he did not want her to perceive him having a heart of stone. A heart of stone means that you're selfish and you do not care
Mm,
about anyone else but yourself. You have a cold heart.
okay.
His heart went out to her. What does that mean? It's an idiom also. That's an idiom as well. What does that idiom mean?
His hair went out to her. Maybe she doesn't care about her again.
Mm, no, he does. He wants her to believe that he cares. His heart went
Oh,
out to her. He wants her
out.
to believe that he does care.
Yeah,
Okay.
misunderstand.
So do you know what your passage is about?
Uh, okay, let me show this paragraph. I
Mhm.
think Rachel just misunderstanding what Rai doing doing to her maybe.
So Rachel is actually crying and she tries to stand up straight, but she's in a lot of pain. But she's going to endure because she feels as if she has the weight of the world on her shoulders. So as she wipes her eyes, she says to Ray, Ray, I want you to do something for me. And she asks him to remain with her for 60 days before he finalized the divorce. Okay?
Yeah.
Amari, could you read, please?
Of course. This will be the time our son will come home for a 2 month visit before he sets off to complete his exams at the university. You realize he has not seen us both together for the past 5 years. I want you to promise me that
That you
you will.
will.
Yeah, sorry, Chicha. I want you to promise me that you will care for me just as you did in the first few years of our marriage. I want you to treat me one. Can you repeat that word, teacher?
Unconditionally.
Un, unconditionally as your newly wedded
Bride.
bride. I would not want to have our son observe our marriage as a
Farce. Farce.
farce that has erupted into a functional
Dysfunctional.
dysfunctional situation and feel as though he has to absorb the blame for not being home often enough to help keep us together.
Okay. And so what does the word I want you to treat me unconditionally mean?
I want you to treat me unconditionally. It's like for example, I love somebody. I wanted to treat. I wanted to get uh, pay attention all time. More attention is no. I don't know how can I
You want
explain.
to maybe get the full benefit of being a wedded bride. There's a certain
Yeah.
expectation that you treat a bride. You would not have a bride and not speak to her. So you
Oh
want
yes.
to treat me unconditionally as your wedded bride. But if you treat me on condition, then I become the yellow person here. But I want to be
Oh,
treated like all of the brides.
okay.
And the word observe,
Is look like this picture is after that the word observe someone to make something or
to look,
observe their
to
some
examine,
action.
to examine closely.
Yes, it is
Okay.
examples.
And the word farce.
Farce. Our marriage as a farce. That I don't know, Chicha, that the word farce is something fake. I don't know.
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
It is something that's fake or false or funny that's not true. And
Okay.
that has erupted
Erupted.
a volcano erupts.
Yes, erupted or has for like a person is explosion or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Dysfunctional is like today I am very good, I am talkative or something like that. Tomorrow I am bad. I don't to talk with somebody or something like that.
Okay, so if you look at the picture, what do you think dysfunctional means?
Is broke is something
Very
or
good.
uh,
Something that is
yes,
broken, something that
yeah.
doesn't work. And to absorb.
Absorb is, for example, you are teaching me in English. I am absorbing all words or are all grammar in English. I am
Good.
absorbed that.
That is correct. To take in, to soak
Yes.
up. Excellent.
Okay.
So, what is this passage about that you just read? Can you summarize what you just read?
Sorry, teacher, I don't understand you.
Are you able to summarize what you just read? What does it mean that what you just read? What does this mean? What does all of this mean?
Mm,
When he says that I want you to treat me unconditionally, observe our marriage not as a farce.
means something like to be sincere. I
Very
don't know,
good.
honesty.
hmm
Yeah.
So Rachel is telling her husband that I want you to treat me unconditionally as your wedded bride, and
Yes.
I don't want our son to find out that it is not working. Very
Yes, and
nice.
for example, I good to treat someone very good. I want to take the same treat for another person or other people.
hmm
Okay.
Good. That's right. And all right, so we are back at Ruben. Ruben, would you read, please?
Of course, teacher. It says Ray agreed to this temporary arbitration. Ray did everything prescribed to a caring and loving husband in the early stages of a marriage, just as Rachel had requested. Together they conjugate their relationship. Ray spoiled Rachel with surprise lunches and occasionally flowers and a trip for shopping where he bought her a new diamond. Ray even carried Rachel in his arms to the bedroom chamber several times a week as a gesture of love and affection.
Okay, good. Now, what does arbitration mean?
It's like agreement. It's like
Very good.
like
It's an agreement between two or more people that
mhm,
they will come
be
to
in
a
peace.
decision. Yes. Prescribed.
Like prescribe is like all the agreements that they took. Like I don't know. I understand in that way that
Mhm.
is
It is the written
already
information.
told.
Yeah, it's the information that they have agreed to. It is what is prescribed.
Mm-hmm.
Conjugated.
Conjugated, like they conjugated. It's not as the verb, right? Is it?
Yeah, it's like they went to bed and they did everything that married people typically do.
Oh, okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
Spoil.
Spoiled. Spoiled is like to make a mess or to is, for
Hmm.
example, when you already saw a movie and you tell the final to someone, you spoil the
Okay,
movie
that
for the people.
yeah, that could be it. But in this case, Ray spoiled Rachel by pampering her. He gave her many things. He gave her surprise lunches, he gave her flowers, and he took her
Okay.
shopping. So he
Uh-huh.
spoiled her, and he even bought her a diamond.
Yes, a diamond.
And what is
Rihanna's one.
a chamber?
It's like another way, a very formal way to say a bedroom, like
Yeah,
chamber is
very
like.
good. The bedroom chamber.
Hmm.
And gesture.
Gesture, like to a way to show, like a way to. Hmm.
It
Because
is
gesture is.
it is to show. It's a
Hmm.
body language. Good. So Ruben, what is happening in your passage? Summarize for me.
Yes, they after all the discussion they had, they decided to be in peace for a moment, try to recover their relationships. So they made agreements so they
Hmm.
can be happy for a moment. And it seems that they did it really well because the man started to treat her as a as a how do you
As
say,
a
a
bride.
king.
As a bride. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. Good.
Yes.
Shafar, could you read, please? Shafar, are you still with us? Okay. Maybe Shafar is not with us, so I will read Shafar. Their son arrived dead tired from his long drive on the second Saturday of the 60th day arbitration and witnessed the love, adoration, and affection between his mother and father. He often commented on how lucky he was to be the son of such wonderful parents. One night, during supper, the son recounted a vacation at the beach when his dad tossed his mom in the shimmering, beautiful beach waters. Dead tired is an idiom which means exhausted. I'm tired. Perhaps he had such a very long drive that he's really wanting to go and rest. Arbitration is a discussion between two people and they agree to do something. Witness is to see something or to observe something. Adoration is admiration, a likeness. Affection is showing some type of kindness toward another. Commented means to speak or talk about something. The word recounted means to remember or think about something that had happened in the past. Tossed means to throw something, and in this case, the father tossed the mother into the shimmering, beautiful beach waters as they were playing. Shimmering means to shine and be glossy and glassy like a diamond. To summarize what I just read, their son arrived at home and he observed how loving and kind and friendly his mom and dad were toward each other. And he talked about how proud he was of them. Oh, I guess that was in his next sentence. But he remembered his mother and father playing at the beach. Amari, would you read?
Of course. Uh, the son said, "Daddy, yesterday when I saw you carrying Mo in your arms, I flew gate, a floodgate of
Floodgate. A
floodgate,
floodgate. Hmm.
a floodgate of memories overtook overtook me. And I said to myself, when I have my family, I want to be the same type of daddy as you are to me, and the same type of husband you are to my mom. Rachel looked and Ray with tears of love, passion, and betrothal in
Be-
her eyes.
betrayal. That's a Y.
Betrayal.
Betrayal.
Ah, sorry, I can see. Okay. In her eyes. She realized what her son was saying may not be all that it appears to be.
Okay. Overtook means what?
Overture. Okay. Let's me think. And this carry on your floodgate of memories. Overtook. I don't know. The action to
Mm-hmm.
take is over.
Yes. So this is a racetrack. Okay. These are cars
Oh,
racing. So you see the one in the very back. If
overtook.
he comes from the back, he's making progress, and it's like amazement. How did this car do this? So, as the son is thinking about all the things that happened in the past, he's just flooded with,
Okay.
floodgate of emotions is coming out of the son, and he's overtaken with emotion that he can hardly contain himself. Like, I'm so excited, I'm so happy for my parents that I might
Okay.
win, okay? And then the word betrayal.
Betrayal in her eyes. Passion and betrayal. Rachel looked at her with tears of love, passion and betrayal in her eyes. I have no idea.
Okay, so
Betrayal.
you know that the parents are under arbitration. The son doesn't know that they're arbitrating something. The son actually believes that what he sees is actually the way they feel, that they love each other. So they are deceiving him. The word,
Betrayal.
For example, the son love your mother, or and he is betrayal about that idea.
well, no, he's not betrayal of the idea, but the parents are betraying him because they are presenting to them, they are presenting to their son that they really love each other. And this is something that they do all the time, but they're only doing this until the
Okay.
son leaves. So this is a betrayal.
Okay, for example, in a relationship, a couple of I don't know, a girlfriend and a boyfriend. The boyfriend has two girlfriends. He is a
Uh-huh.
betrayal or something like
Yes.
that.
He's betraying the girl. He's betraying the one girl that thinks she is the only one.
Okay.
Or he may be betraying all three. If all
Oh.
three if all three think that they're the only one, he is betraying three girls.
Okay, I got the idea.
Okay?
Thank you, teacher.
All right, so now summarize this for me, Amari. Summarize
Summarize.
the sun.
Uh, said yesterday when I saw Carnival movies. And the son wanted to be like your daddy or
Hmm.
something like that, but in the same time he is a betrayal about his idea.
Well, something like that. The son really wants to be like his dad, but the mother
Uh-huh.
knows, but the mother knows, oh my God, if you want to be like your dad is going to divorce your mom. But the
Uh,
son doesn't know this. He just knows what
okay.
he sees. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Ruben, could you read for us?
Yes, teacher. Uh, thank you. Okay, it says Ray returned Rachel's gaze and provide comfort that he had fallen in love with her all over again. On the last day of the arbitration, the son said his goodbyes to his parents, and they wished him well on his exams. Rachel said to her son, "It is because of you that I live, and I will love you forever." Ray thought this communication of love was odd for Rachel, but she dismissed the thought that the thought as he said goodbye to his son.
Okay, and that's he, but he. Okay, the
But
word
he dismissed
arbitration. The word arbitration means what?
an agreement.
That is correct. And the word dismissed means?
Dismissed. Missed is to let something pass or to
Very good.
forget it, and dismiss would be the contrary. Don't let something to forget of them.
Well, it wants
Don't
to
lose.
say, I'm going to forget it. He just let it go. Just let it go. But
Okay, that is dismissed.
yeah, I know that you have the word missed, but there is but this dismiss means to pass, to let it go. See, you just
Uh,
flick it away. It's no
okay,
more.
okay.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So what is this about? So what's going on here, Ruben?
Oh, yes, yes, I'm thinking. So their song is going to. Uh, I didn't understand this. Is it was
Okay.
weird.
So
Sorry.
Ray, you remember up here, the son is saying to his dad that he wants to be just like him, and Ray returned Rachel's gaze to provide her comfort that he had fallen in love with her all over again. On the last day, the son is now getting ready to go, and the mother says, "It is because of you that I live, and I will love you forever." And the father thought that that was an unusual goodbye for the mother, but he dismissed it, and he said goodbye to his son also. Okay?
Mhm.
As the car scurried away down the crooked path with their son, Rachel handed her husband a small letter she had intercepted and opened from the mailbox. The letter had intimate details and expressions of love from someone unknown to Rachel. Ray retreated to a back room in the house and read the letter, full of intimate and detailed descriptions of his illicit affair. He wanted to he wanted to he wanted to do more than curl up and die. He was devastated. Now, this word scurried means to quickly go away. The car quickly left down a crooked road. Now, Rachel had intercepted a letter that was written to Ray, and she opened the letter and she read it. The letter had intimate details and expressions of love from someone other than herself. She gave the letter to Ray, and he went into the back of the house to read it. And he read all the detailed descriptions, which was full of information about his illicit, which is an illegal affair, an illegal relationship he had had with another woman. And after he read it, he wanted to curl up and die. He wanted to do more than curl up and die. He was devastated. Okay? Is Shafar here? Okay, Shafar
Yes,
didn't.
I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah.
Shafar, would you read, please?
Yes, my pleasure.
Okay. He.
He, gir- he girlishly sat and stared at her, wondering what he could do. He pondered what had happened to his life, his beautiful wife. Today was also the last day of arbitration. Ray no longer desired a woman other than Rachel. Very cautiously, Ray approached Rahel sitting at the kitchen table with her head down folded on her arms. Ray gently called her name, assuming she was sobbing again.
Okay. So grievous.
Rahel,
What does grievously mean?
maybe uh,
When something dies, you grieve. So he's crying. And he stared at the letter. He stared at the letter, which means he looked at it very closely. Okay. And pondered. What does pondered mean?
Pondered, like what the sculptor does.
And what is the sculpture doing?
You sit down, putting your hand in your.
He's thinking. Pondered means to think. Pondered means to think. What does the word arbitration mean?
Yeah, when you deal with someone.
And you're making an agreement. So what does the word desired mean? The word desired.
Something you want.
Something that you want.
Yes. No.
And the
no
word
longer want.
And the word cautiously?
I don't know.
It means very careful, being very careful.
Okay.
And the word approached?
Approach, to very closely.
Yeah, to go toward. Folded.
Yeah.
She had her head down, folded on her arms.
Yeah.
So
when
she had
down, maybe.
Yeah, her arms are not straight, they're folded. Gently. What does the word gently mean?
Gently.
Very softly?
Yeah. No.
Yes, very softly. Assuming means to think that you know something. And sobbing is to cry again. So let me quickly summarize this for you. So after Rachel gave Ray the letter that she had opened, he was so sad, and he stared at the letter wondering and thinking, how could he make it right with his wife? Because they were still in arbitration. But today is the last day of the arbitration, and the divorce would be final. But he desired to be with his wife and no one else. So he cautiously approached Rachel while she was sitting at the kitchen table with her head on her arms. He gently called her, assuming she was still sobbing. Now I will read. Rachel, Rachel, said Ray. Even more gently, as he shook her shoulder, he called her name. Rachel? As she slumped to the floor, Ray's eyes filled with tears as he tore open a letter addressed to the husband I have loved for the past 30 years. You are the reason I live. These are the same words spoken to their son before his departure. I will love you forever. The letter continued, Ray, I know I betrayed you and denied my affection without telling you of my illness. It was my fear you would not crave my warmth, passion, or companionship if I grew old, sick, and helpless. Your constant adoration during the past 60 days of love, warmth, passion, and companionship brought more to my life in my final days than you can ever imagine. Please forgive me as I have already forgiven you many times over. Remember to love our son as he remembers the love we share as a family. Help him to take the bull by the horn and be the man he wants to be. Teach him to find someone to love so he can get things off his chest and follow in your footsteps as he takes on a wife and raise a family. Teach him to look others in the eye and tell it like it is. The truth will always bring joy and happiness. Thank you, my love, for the time to arbitrate and air our differences before you had an opportunity to read my medical report, chock full of details outlining the 60 days remaining before my death due to cancer. Lovingly, Rachel. So what actually happened is Rachel knew that she was going to die, and she withheld herself from her husband for 7 years because she didn't think he would want to be with her if he knew she was going to be sick, or if he knew she was sick. So when he was calling her and he tapped her on the shoulder, she fell over and died. But she told him that she forgave him for betraying her, and the last 60 days of her life was the most happiest days of her life. Take a bull by the horns is an idiom which means that their son would take responsibility for all that he would become in life. Get things off of his chest. Rachel wanted her husband Ray to tell their son, never do what she does. Find a wife that loves him and she can tell him anything. Look others in the eye and in a loving way and tell it like it is. Always tell the truth. Arbitrate again is to come to agreement and air out your differences. And chock full of details is another idiom, which is a lot of details, a lot of information. And remaining, the definition for remaining is the end. So that concludes our story. I hope that you enjoyed the story. And we have, I think, about 7 minutes remaining. And we can get those final words of comments that you would like to leave about today's lesson. Amari, let's start with you. Do you have final words? What did you think of the lesson today? Did you learn anything? Did it reinforce something that you knew? What would
Yes,
you like?
teacher. Yes, I think the English class today was amazing for me because I get a new vocabulary, new words, new ideas about the expression in English. Thanks
Very
so
good.
much.
It was my pleasure. Ruben, what final words do you have for us?
Oh, the way that you help to show, to illustrate the verbs or the words that could have been difficult for us with pictures was awesome. I really like that way because you have the idea, and even though you have the teacher explains you, but if you see a picture that can really build that image in your brain, just it really helps you a lot. And I'm really enjoying your classes, teacher.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And Shafar, I think, has left. So
Yeah.
that takes us down to the end. Well, thank you very much. I hope that you will notice that my lessons are building on each other. Sometimes there will be vocabulary that is new, sometimes vocabulary that isn't so new, but you have a better understanding of what that vocabulary word was based upon what your thought is. Now, there's more than one way to use the definitions or the vocabulary, but when you can fully understand the context of the story, it helps with understanding how to use an idiom or how to use a specific word, although you can use a word in more than one way. And I think in our lesson today, we had a word, it had to do with treat or spoil. Spoil has many definitions. You can have spoiled food, you can spoil a child, and you can ruin something like a toy. But in this case tonight, in the context of the story, Ray really wanted to make his wife feel special, so he bought her a ring, he took her shopping, and I can't remember what the other things were, but in this case he was spoiling his wife. I could even say that as a conversational English coach, that I am spoiling my learners by giving them an easy way to learn by providing pictures. But I will tell you, as a teacher, as you continue to grow with me, and the more I use the pictures, the faster your conversation and comprehension will become, because it will reduce the amount of time that you will ask me, teacher, what did you say? Teacher, I don't understand. So we only look at the picture and try to make sense out of the word based upon the picture for this context of the story. Now, obviously, I do have limitations in what I can find for picture because I'm not an artist, but I try very hard to find pictures that are relatable to what we're discussing.
That are able to
Uh,
convey the idea, right?
that is correct. So, Shafar, you're back.
But
Do you have a
yeah,
final word? Is there a final word that you would like to give today?
yes, of course.
Okay.
I don't really remember for the first time we read this article, but I feel interesting in the last. We need to tell the truth for seeking the picture. Yeah, I think it's true for me,
Hmm.
and I experience like when I'm lying for someone, it could
Hmm.
be worse. Yeah.
Okay, absolutely. Well, again, I want to say thank you, thank each of you for participating in the session. I believe I have another session coming immediately following this one. There may be something that you want to see again. It will be the same lesson. So if you'd like to join me, I think it's the same lesson. If you'd like to join me, I'd love to have you again. If not, have a nice night and take care. Bye for now.
Have a nice
Goodbye,
Thank you,
day.
teacher.
Thank you.
Bye bye.